All right, let's talk quick releases. We got a few different styles out there. We got flip lever, we have the screw in type, and a lot of those lose tension over time, so you gotta readjust them so we keep that tension so it doesn't open on you when you're riding, and maybe you're popping a wheelie and your wheel falls off. So if you're a good manual, not a problem, but if you're like me, probably gonna crash. Be sure to follow the remaining videos coming after this. It will involve how much tension to use, how much pressure to put on your hand so we're not over tightening or under tightening, and talking a little bit more about the springs, the cone springs that are there, making sure those are on the correct direction. And don't forget to hit like if you like this content, and subscribe so you can be in store for some more goodies. So this style right here is your typical quick release. You're gonna find this on maybe your lower model style bikes, a lot of road bikes. This is non-through axle. So we have a flip lever right here. This guy's gonna flip open. So we definitely have to have tension when you open that. You got to use a little bit of force to open it. This is gonna be completely open. Some of these are marked as open and they'll say closed on the other side. So once that's open, notice how the wheel's still in there. It jiggles, but it doesn't fall out. So with this one, we do have to unloosen it, but as you turn this, a lot of times the other side is going to spin. So you got to put fingers over here, keep this side locked in, go ahead and use your finger and unloosen this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, spins, and then the wheel's gonna be ready to fall. Make sure that your quick release brakes are open, and this guy's gonna drop right out. There's a little safety on these guys. Right over here, there's a little lip or a little piece of metal. So that's what was holding the wheel on. Once your quick release lever is open, this little lev right here, little edge is gonna catch that wheel. So just in case it does flip open, it's gonna get caught right here. Now hopefully you notice the wiggleness, a lot of looseness, the noise, and you pull over and stop and see what's going on. So when you're ready to put your wheel back on, make sure that your wheel's going in the right direction. This tire tread is going that direction, going forward, and most typically your lever, skewer lever, is going to be on your left side. Not always the case, but on most bikes, this traditional styled skewer is going to be on your left side. If you get it on the other side, not a big deal, but it does help you identify that this is, your wheel's going to roll in the correct direction. So as long as this is in the down in the open position, this one actually says open here, you're going to be okay. And open this up. Now some of these have springs on it. These are missing the springs. And what the springs do is help center this guy. So right now there's no springs on it, so it's sliding wherever it wants to. The springs will actually make it perfect, so there's a perfect space here and a perfect space over here. So if you lose your springs, go ahead and either you can get some more, but you actually don't need them. You can go ahead and do this. You just have to center it yourself. Now you're always holding the wheel up. You always have like a string connected. You're always pulling up. As soon as you let go, that wheel's gonna fall. So at all times, one hand has to be on it. If I have to get both hands over here, we're gonna have to tighten up this skewer. And I do need 2 hands for that. So I'm gonna hold the wheel right about here, grabbing the spokes. I'm holding it with the lever here. Come over on this side, making sure this guy doesn't spin on me. So I'm gonna hold here, I'm gonna grab spokes, also put a finger right on this guy so it won't spin. Now I can go to the other side and start spinning. Now this is a little bit of trial and error. Give it a few turns, see if it closes. And when you close, if it does close all the way, really easy, you need more pressure on it. So you gotta open it back up, give it another turn, try it again. Still too easy, a couple another turns. Boom, right there, got tension right there. So right about there, that's about halfway, that's fully open. So halfway right, boom, right about there, almost 3/4, we're getting tension, so that's good. Still holding the wheel upward. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my palm or fingers, whatever's good. You can grab your spokes, but don't make it a habit. Don't pull on your spokes too much. Use it as a little bit of leverage, but there we go. That guy's closed all the way. So when you do close this guy, you can close it usually in the upward position, vertical, or you can do horizontal this way. Those are the most typical. You can put it any direction and it'll still work, but if guys are looking at your bike and they want to be picky, they might look at that, so not a big deal. The main thing is you don't want to line this up with the frame of your bike, because then it's going to be hard to get fingers on it. So if I line it up in line with the frame, close that super tight. Some of these skewers are really hard to get your fingers in there. You might have to get a tool or a screwdriver and use it to pry it open, which means you could scratch your paint or your bike or your frame if you have carbon. This would be vertical or horizontal. Close that guy right there. And then you're gonna bring the bike down to the ground. Have the bike stand up straight. Reopen this, let the wheel settle in, give it a little tap on top so that wheel centers itself, because it could sit a little bit off to one side or the other, which means it's going to rub your brakes. So if you have brake rub, a lot of people are taking their bikes off, taking the wheel off when they're putting their bike inside the car or something. So they're doing that often. Just make sure the bike's standing up straight, and then open up the skewer, let the wheel settle, give it a tap so it sits center and not off to the left or to the right. Give this guy a close, and you're good to go. Well, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy.